everybody, and welcome to this video. My name is Brooklyn, otherwise known as the Dramatic Otaku, and today we are doing a cosplay build of the wonderful Poison Ivy. Now, when I said earlier in the year that my Poison Ivy build would be done by the end of the year, this is not the Poison Ivy build that I meant. But seeing as I managed to get tickets to Oz Comic Con Christmas, I decided, you know what? Let's debut Ivy anyway, but just make a completely new and different cosplay. So that's what this video is. So this was an outfit that I made from, I want to say scratch. I did a little bit of like pattern mixing and making my own patterns for this cosplay. And I had a couple rough drafts of the actual main design itself. Now I knew for a fact it was going to be some sort of like swimsuit, bodysuit kind of deal, because that is the outfit style that I'm most comfortable in making. And I have a stretch fabric that looked like a Christmas tree. So I thought, you know what, let's make a Christmas tree styled Ivy. Now, the reason why that you see two completely different designs. The first design is completely made by me. It's just sort of the first idea that came to my mind when I thought of like a bodysuit outfit. I thought it'd be kind of cute, a little bit retro for like Poison Ivy, you know. But it, as you saw earlier, dawned on me that the patterns that I'm using for pattern mixing, which you'll see in a second, didn't match my initial design, with the exception of the skirt. So I had to redesign my patterns, my Poison Ivy design based on those patterns. Also because it dawned on me, if I was adding a shrug or a bolero, I would be out of the green fabric that would be making my skirt a lot quicker. So yeah, I had to do some redesigns real quick. But this is the finalized design, and I made this by mixing these two quick sew patterns that are semi-old. My nana actually used one of them, that being the bathing suit pattern. But the ice dancer dress pattern, yeah, no, that hasn't been used whatsoever. So I would be starting from scratch and cutting out some pattern pieces from the ice dancer pattern for my skirt of the bodysuit that I wanted to make, and then pretty much just using the bathing suit pattern for Poison Ivy in this case. And I had to choose between a few different styles, but essentially all of the same silhouette. This is a pull-on skirt, whereas this seems to be sewn into the actual outfit. Okay, what I want is this sort of top with things. The difference between this and this, how I might go with this one instead, where this one seems to be mesh. The difference between these and these, obviously this is a bathing suit, and this comes from the neck, so I have to slightly adjust the arms so that they line up with this, pretty much. I might also look at my sewing bodysuit for assistance. Okay. So the actual back patterns for the bodysuit that I use goes all the way up to the neck and goes down in a V formation. This is the front, so it goes down in a V. However, I don't want to have a V-line. I want this ruched bit up the top. That's why I'm like sort of formulating it while in my mind. And to put it simply enough, I chose to do this like pattern mixing thing because I had a very particular idea in mind. I didn't want a lot of little pieces attached to me, which by the end of this video, you will find out that I did in fact have a lot of little pieces attached to me. And I also just wanted to keep it really simple as my regular ivy, as you can see on Stefan over here. Yeah, that's pretty damn complicated. So I wanted to keep it simple, stupid. And it's a good way to use an old pattern, even if I'm not using it for an actual swimsuit. This is the regular body, which sits like this. Okay. So pretty much the back sits like this. So it goes all the way back up to here, like a top. Don't particularly want that, do I? So what this would be, in the back it goes to here. So it'd probably be the same as thing. Okay, I'm gonna draw what I'm thinking of in terms of the actual back of the thing. Using the Sailor Moon bodysuit pattern that I purchased and have been using for other bodysuits, I actually used that as a base for the bolero pattern, as I was making this one from scratch, as it was pretty easy to think of and make. I just really needed some armbands and a stretch of fabric that fit across the back. The one thing that did stump me is finding a way to close it, as I didn't really think that I would need to close it until I put it on for the first time, because I thought it'd be tight enough, and then it wasn't tight enough. It was actually quite loose, but I didn't have enough fabric to make another one. So yeah. Of note, the pattern that I was using has been used in the past and was lengthened, so I have to shorten it back to its original length. I think I'm just going to do this by taking the measurement of the lengthen line and just reducing my own version of the pattern by that much on both ends. So I made my own pattern. However, I made a fabric pattern for the bolero, or bolero or whatever. Made a fabric version of that. Had fabric base for the skirt in case the one that I'm making doesn't work out, and yeah. So when cutting out the actual fabric, I decided to actually try and make the bolero first because I was genuinely uncertain with how to make it. Now, was this a dumb idea to immediately use the good fabric on it? Yes, I probably should have waited a little bit and used a different stretch fabric, but I don't actually have a lot of stretch fabrics to make this shrug with, and none of the same type of this green fabric. So I cut out the one skirt piece first, then cutting out all of the bolero pieces, and then making the actual bolero and trying it on. Then figuring out that I needed to make just one solid through line, as the arm pieces went up like regular arm pieces and I was going for an off the shoulder look, so I had to cut off some excess fabric of the bolero, but I was going to set that aside as I cut out and made the actual bodysuit. So cutting out the actual pieces, you will see that there's like a really long area for the bodysuit, like weirdly long. Yeah, that is because of like the fact that the bathing suit doesn't have any sew-in areas, at least at the front. It goes like straight up the side, so there's only really like 3 or 4 main pattern pieces, that being the front ruching, the front connector, the actual lining fabric of the bust, as well as the front piece and the back piece, and I'm pretty sure there's only one front piece and one back piece. So yeah, that was an interesting pattern to make and cut out. But in terms of sewing, it was relatively easy, having been in a few pieces. The one thing that I will say is that because I was doing a new pattern, I completely ignored the fact that I needed to put snaps in the bottom so I can take it on and off, because it's not an actual swimsuit and I am wearing tights with this outfit. So yeah, I completely ignored that and really just made a swimsuit. So on the actual day of Comic-Con, I had to keep pulling it off and putting it on if I wanted to go to the bathroom. And the fatal flaw with that is the fact that I made a shrug. So I had to take off the shrug before I would go to the bathroom so I could take off the freaking outfit and not piss myself. So yeah, next time I'm going to be making this with snaps in the bottom like I do with all my other bodysuits. But because I wanted to make it very, very special, I didn't do that. I also did a lot of work with like elastic, obviously because this is a swimsuit, but I had to go out and get more elastic because I didn't realize how much elastic was going to be in this one outfit. You had elastic for the leg holes like usual, but you also had it for the back, you had it for the top, you had it for the straps, you had it everywhere. And this was the first time for me putting elastic in straps, which was very interesting, and definitely a new experience that I quite enjoy. While we're in the section, just a little fun fact, all of the like fabrics that I'm sewing with are pretty much secondhand, or I've used before. So yeah, the like real Christmassy fabric that you see me working with was the thing that inspired this entire outfit, and I got it secondhand from my aunt, along with a lot of my other fabrics from my other sewing videos. Hello. She wanted to join in on the conversation. So when sewing, even after pattern cutting, I noticed that some of the pattern pieces were way too big. Mainly this is because I traced a pattern and then added, like, when I was tracing, I added some extra seam allowance despite the fact that the pattern had seam allowance, and then added more seam allowance when actually cutting out the pattern. So I was kind of left with the back of the cosplay having a little bit of a ducktail, because of how I stretched the front piece and it actually gathering at the back. Now I will have a skirt covering this, but I thought I would actually cut the leg holes and anywhere that I really marked out. So backing up a bit, I tried on and marked out where there was excess on the bottom of the swimsuit, took into account some of it will be seam allowance, and drew around the legs where I felt there was a lot of overhang, and then proceeded to cut that out.
Ready for Dakota to shift out?
Okay, this is what it looks like just with stuff pinned in. I'm actually quite confident in how this looks. It's very like showgirl, I guess. This is gonna have, oops. Oh, this is nice by itself. I think either I'm gonna have tinsel like covering here and like see how that looks. I'm gonna sew this down first. Or I'm gonna have tinsel like across here, like to connect these. Tinsel is gonna be around the bottom of this, going up here a little bit. I'm gonna be wearing green leggings. Gonna wear this around my ankles. I also have, holly tinsel as well, which I might wear on my head because I'm wearing a, why am I even, I was gonna say, why am I referencing this? Because I've got red hair right now, but it's a different kind of red. It's more pink now, and it's actually pinky orange. But for Ivy's actual headpiece, it'll be like this or something like that. I'm gonna have also red tinsel wrapped around my wrists, stuff like that. So I'm gonna line this with tinsel. I think I should sew that first before actually sewing it onto the dress itself, but I'm not 100% sure. This is what it'll look like from the back, and I'm actually very happy. The arse is a little bit exposed, and I know for a fact with the thing it'll be a little more exposed. I shouldn't have cut as much as I did, probably. Other than that, it's pretty good. Like, this is gonna be brought in, all of this is gonna be brought in because of the elastic, so it'll probably be brought in like that. Again, I am wearing tights and thing. I think the thing that's gonna be bothering me is the shrug. I am gonna put in a like chain or something to like bring it together. That is all the way on my back. But yeah, just something like that. The skirt's definitely gonna sit like this. I'm actually very happy with how the skirt is sitting. It looks super cute and I love it, and the silhouette is just gorgeous. If I need to add an extra bit to the skirt, I will, but again, I'm having tinsel line the bottom of the skirt, so it'll be quite heavy. But yeah, I'm gonna need my mum's help with the shrug, because she's the one who suggested how to do the actual armband thing, but I'll get that done tonight. Which side's the top? Yeah, the side's the top. But yes, this is how it looks. It looks good. I'm very happy. I think a little more of my arse will be showing than I would like, but again, these are supposed to be, this is based off of a bather's pattern, so I'm just feeling how this will feel once more is taken off. Maybe I shouldn't have cut off that much. Maybe that would bite me in the arse. A little bit, literally. But again, I'm wearing a skirt. I'm wearing a skirt over it, it'll be fine. And if worst comes to worst, I just don't do a hem. Worst comes to worst, no hem. It's fine, yeah. So this is what it looks like. Again, I'm gonna have leggings. It looks like I bought it. It looks like I bought it. It looks like I bought it, and I'm so fucking happy. There is a little bit of, like, the ruching went a bit oblong over here. I don't know if it's because one side's just bigger than the other. If I move this to the side here, nah, it's still like it. So I will see how this looks with tinsel. The ducktail thing, there's still a little bit of like, I don't know if you can see, but pudge right on the back. I did fix that by sewing a seam onto the back so that it didn't like pop up as much, but even then there's still a little bit of ducktail that you can't see because I can't really turn around right now. And now I'm just gonna add the skirt and like the tinsel detailing, and yeah, I'm almost done. Yay! Okay, the tinsel stuff was interesting because I was using like actual tinsel, and obviously tinsel has wires in it, and I had to like round off the wires and would like hot glue the ends of the wires so they wouldn't separate, and then hot glue it to the skirt. And I sewed a little bit to the skirt just to see if like sewing would be more efficient than hot glue, because I didn't want it to like fall apart on the day, and I can safely say that on the day it didn't fall apart. But something that I didn't think of when putting tinsel on a skirt is that because tinsel has wire, it gives the skirt structure. Now, I cut the skirt with the knowledge that it was just gonna hang over my butt and like actually cover it a little bit, but because of the structure it like pokes out a little bit, so it doesn't hang against my butt, but it like it's like it's still the same length, it's just a little more out there, as if you were putting I don't know, a petticoat on by accident. That's what happened when I added tinsel to this skirt. So fair warning, if you're trying to make something like this, like a Christmassy cosplay with a like bodysuit, then be warned, if you add tinsel to a skirt like this that's really thin and stretch, first of all, you have to have the right tinsel that fits the stretch and doesn't break. I had to like put tinsel at both ends of the outfit, or stick both ends of the tinsel onto either end of the outfit, then cut it in the middle where it like didn't stick down. And then even then had spaces where I didn't stick the full tinsel down to the skirt so that it did not break whatsoever. I did, however, on the day, get my finger caught in one of these sections where I didn't hot glue down. So if you're going to recreate this sort of cosplay, that's just something to think of. But yeah, also it has dawned on me, I have like a predominantly American audience, despite the fact that most of my commenters are also Australian. But the reason why I'm making this cosplay out of a swimsuit pattern is because it is summer in Australia when it's Christmas. So the joke of the pattern was that it's poison ivy, Christmas tree ivy, but Australian Christmas tree ivy, because it's not winter. So she can wear a bodysuit and be completely fine. That was the whole joke, which was only funny for me because I knew I was making it out of a swimsuit pattern and adjusting a swimsuit pattern. I think I need some different tights because these are just not, there is no stretch. They are breaking, like on the day they will break. There's a little bit too much tip. A little bit too much tip, but it's fine, it's fine. And yeah, in terms of, kind of like it being over the shoulder like this, kind of like that, but I do need to get a chain so I can tie it together in the front like this, or not, or I won't do that. But this is what the full outfit looks like. Again, I'm gonna have red on my feet, crown, and red on my wrists as well. That was a big cat lie. I did in fact had more to do after this goddamn end of the sewing portion of the cosplay, but I didn't film it because it was so finicky and frustrating. Plus there's sections that I didn't film after doing my first cos test, so I'm just gonna list it all off while you see me doing the makeup for my cos test. 1, I added chains and my mum added bells to the shrug. I had to hand stitch on jump rings onto the shrug, and my mum helped me with the chain because I am new to doing jewelry stuff and she is very well versed. So she helped me put jump rings onto chains and onto the actual shrug itself. You will see that pretty much in every photo. I have some like bells going across my chest. That is what my mum helped me with. Then, with the knowledge that my mum hath given me, I made actual bracelets out of the excess tinsel that I had. I did this because it dawned on me that I would either have to like hot glue the tinsel together while it's on my hand when I'm doing the thing, when I'm doing like getting ready on the actual day. Otherwise I wouldn't or otherwise I'd lose it and it would break off and that sort of stuff. So I was like, you know what, let's make it like an actual just bracelet anklet situation. So I did that. It was really painful. It took up like 4 or 5 hours of my life trying to figure out how to do it, and then it breaking and then redoing it. On the actual day, the anklets themselves broke, which was frustrating. I was able to like fix them, obviously, because it's tinsel. I could just wrap the wire around where it was originally. And when I did the cosplay competition, because I did enter the cosplay competition, when I entered that, I I had fixed up the anklets and all that. I also turned the tinsel that I was going to turn into a hat fully into a hat. I just hot glued the other end and just pulled it over my wig, and it stayed there pretty much the entire day, except when we went outside and it was really, really hot and windy. Lastly but not least, I also made some bauble earrings. I made asymmetric bauble earrings, one red, one green, because I couldn't decide if there was too much red or too much green in the outfit, because, you know, it's poison ivy, but also poison ivy's red and green. So I did an asymmetric red and green bauble earring. It was very, very cute, and I believe that's all. I did use excess tinsel from the hat as like a little, like, oh, it's like vines from ivy, but it's like Christmas holly, all that sort of stuff. Also of note, a week before the con, I also got better stretch tights, green tights, because when doing the cos test, I sprung ladders in my tights. So yeah, I had to get some new ones, and that's what I wore for the con. I forgot about the fucking red eyebrows. This is the full outfit. I've just put a massive rung in the tights, so I don't know if I'll have them like that. So either the hair or this is gonna like hang down around like this. Alternatively, neither of them do, and I'm just like red, but I kind of think it's just a bit weird, just red and then it's all like green and all that sort of stuff. I have put a massive like line in my tights, and I'm a week from this goddamn convention. So I think the way it's gonna end up is I'm gonna have this. Obviously I also have my, yeah, I think it's gonna like be like this. So this is really cute. Then I do have, I don't know if I've cut all of these up yet. No, I haven't. Okay. Well, you're gonna have to imagine these like around my, these around my wrists like this. Gonna be super cute. And then have others around my ankles. That's how it's gonna go. Is it a lot or a little? Yes. I think it's really cute. I really, really like it. It all sort of like fades together. I'm not sure how I feel about this. Like, I really like it, but I might end up much with this. Just cutting it and like having it just be that instead of having it be this. Though my actual ivy is kind of like this, with like ivy leaves hanging down. This is just with like holly instead. So I don't know, I'll review the footage. I have decided that I was gonna have gold chain. I need to fix up this side over here. I'm gonna have bells across here as well. That's gonna be super cute. I really love this. I need to go and buy more tights. I also need to get some red lipstick, because pink ain't gonna fucking cut it for this outfit. So I'm gonna go out, buy red lipstick, but all in all, this is the final outfit.
As Christmas poison ivy in the DC universe. Incredible. Okay, can you tell us, did you make your costume today? Yes, I did. Wonderful. And what was your most favourite thing about making this one? The fact that almost every single fabric on me is second-hand fabric. So I got this all from my aunt. She's a seamstress as well. And yeah, all of it I got from her, and I got to turn it into something fantastic. So I love a good recycled cosplay. All right, everyone give it up for her. All right, and next up.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you would like to see the next Poison Ivy build that I do, the one that was supposed to come out earlier this year, then please like and subscribe and you will be able to see that. If you just like the video, please like and subscribe, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video in any way, shape or form. If you like my sewing content, then you will like my channel. Yes, haha, whatever. I don't know what this is. I'm very tired when recording this. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys next week on a Wednesday when we do my yearly Otaku review, and you might get to see Ivy. Not this Ivy. I've pretty much retired this Ivy for the rest of the year, but another Ivy you may get to see. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you all next time. Bye.